We talk a lot on this page about the golden age of Call of Duty, and you know what? I think we should be leaning into it a little more, and at the request of viewer Simple Psych Bro, we're going to kick off what could be a new series if you guys like it. Today we're going to be counting down my picks for the 10 best assault rifles of the golden age of Call of Duty, which we are going to set the rules. That is going to be from 2007 to 2015, and yeah, I know there's some not so great Call of Duty games during that time period, but everybody agrees that COD 4 to Black Ops 2 was the golden age. And then some people might say Black Ops 3 should be included in the golden age, which I agree with. So for the purposes of this video and this series, we're going to say the golden age is from 2007 to 2015. So you let me know in the comments if you think we should make this into a full series, counting down the best of the golden age or the worst. Drop a like. Let's get nostalgic at number 10. The AK-47 in COD 4. This is one of my favorite guns to talk about. The classic COD 4 AK was huge. It was beefy. It was hard to put down once you started firing it. Visual recoil was heavy, but the sound effect was so huge and the damage was so high, it was absolutely worth putting the work in to master the pattern and two-tapping your enemies from across the map. This was the first AK-47 in COD history. A lot of people still argue it was the best we've ever gotten. One and done, right? I don't know if I would say it's the best, but I don't know. There's admittedly been some pretty amazing ones in the post-Warzone era. Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, but when it comes to the golden age of COD, hands down, best AK-47 of the time period. It was one of the first ones you ever got to use in the franchise. It's just an iconic weapon. I mean, in the history of firearms, so it feels right that it would have such a commanding debut in the world of Call of Duty. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp, and I've been doing YouTube for about 16 years now, and people see the highlights, the daily uploads, the views, the consistency, but what they don't see are the valleys, the low points of making over 10,000 pieces of content in the span of 16 years. They don't see the burnout, the constant pressure of checking views, watching subs. You're only as good as your last upload. And I'll be honest with you guys, I hit a point where it wasn't sustainable anymore. I was always chasing the next viral video, the next spike, and it started messing with my head. So I decided to try therapy with BetterHelp, and it honestly helped me slow things down, look through it with a lens of it's not all or nothing every single day. But it was more learning how to take small steps and manage the stress and reset how I actually think about it. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started. You take a quick quiz, you get matched with a licensed therapist, you could talk however you're comfortable, whether that's phone, video, or even text. It's totally up to you. And if for some reason it's not the right fit, you can switch at any time. So if you have ever felt overwhelmed, stuck, burnt out like I did, it may be worth checking out. You can click the link in the description, or you can go to betterhelp.com/chaosgaming and get 10% off your first month. At number 9, the M27 in Black Ops 2, the gun that was known for its absolute smoothness. The M27 didn't have amazing damage stats to write home about it. I mean, didn't have a super incredible fire rate, but what it did have was unmatched accuracy and handling traits. The M27 had a moderate fire rate, slightly above average damage stat. Nothing great to look at on paper, but it absolutely had zero recoil and some of the smoothest animations you could ask for in a first-person shooter, which made it one of the most satisfying guns in the entire franchise to use. Point, click, point, click. Point at your enemy, click, hold down the trigger. They would disappear in a second or two. And then when it was time to swap out the magazines, you got to witness one of the coolest reload animations ever. Your character flicked the entire gun downwards toward the ground to flick out the old mag and threw a new one in. The M27 was iconic in a million different ways, even though the time to kill wasn't the best. The gun itself was known across the community for the handling traits and the unmatched satisfaction. That's right, the satisfaction. If this gun had a customer satisfaction rating, it would be 5 stars. And number 8, the ACR in Modern Warfare 2. I pull back a little bit before I put this on all the lists now. Now, the M27 may have been the benchmark for smooth rifles, but the ACR was really the one that set the trend for smooth weapons in COD, because this was another example of an assault rifle that didn't have a crazy time to kill, didn't have ridiculous damage stats, but it had some of the smoothest handling traits in COD history while also having a very competitive time to kill in any scenario. It made it a top-tier pick in classic Modern Warfare 2. Everybody knows about the ACR, right? The 2009 ACR had moderate fire rate, moderate damage, but it had zero recoil. It made it one of the easiest guns in Call of Duty history to use, as well as one of the most satisfying. Point, click at the enemy, hold down the trigger, boom, they're gone. Didn't matter how far away they were from you. If you were holding down the trigger, they were being erased in real time. And then you get this super smooth reload animation. Yes, the reload animation wasn't as cool as the M27, but it was smooth. It was like, I don't know, I don't know. I guess it was like peanut butter that had all the nuts removed. I mean, you know how there's smooth peanut butter and chunky peanut butter? I don't think anybody actually eats chunky peanut butter. Anyway, the ACR is what happens when smooth peanut butter still gets it all over with the chunks removed. I'll let you figure out what the heck that even means. At number 7, I had to do it. I'm going to get a comment, I promise. I clicked on the video, and before I even watched, I guarantee Jimmy shoehorned and shoved in the Galil. You're right. The Galil in Black Ops 1, arguably my favorite gun in Call of Duty history. Freak of nature. Well, in the right hands, fire at 750 rounds per minute, killed in 3 to 4 bullets, made it one of the most consistent guns in the entire Black Ops subseries. Plus, it had some of the cleanest iron sights and coolest gun models ever. And it had the little carrying handle dangly thing off the side for some reason, bouncing around whenever you held the trigger down just for a couple more seconds. It's okay. It was nice. It calmed you. There was another rifle in the original Black Ops that made it a little difficult to focus on a gun like this. We'll talk about that in a little while. But the Galil made a name for itself for being a more moderate but accurate choice in the AR category. Also, sounded freaking awesome with the suppressor equipped to it.
Huey standing by.
The time to kill, it was amazing. The damage was consistent. It was overall one of the most reliable assault rifles you could ever ask for in a Call of Duty game. At number 6, the Bal 27 in Advanced Warfare. Listen to me. I said at the beginning of the video that the golden age was 2007 to 2015. That means Advanced Warfare is included. It gets to be on the team. And if we're including Advanced Warfare in this era, that means we have to give a little shout out to the Bal, which was a gun that was so obviously broke and the community started calling the game Bal of Duty. Fire rate good, damage insane, iron sights clean, handling perfect. The Bal completely dominated the way Advanced Warfare was played in every gun that was compared to. Because frankly, if you couldn't stand up to the Bal, you might as well not even have tried. The Bal was Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was the Bal. And if you hated going up against it, you cannot deny how much fun it was to use. Everybody was spamming it, but we hated it when it was spammed against us, which is a little hypocritical, but that's just the way it was back in the day. Now we arrive at the top 5. The M8A1 in Black Ops 2. The first 4-round burst rifle in COD history. It's a strange gun to me. I mean, to get used once you got it, you figured it out. Virtually untouchable in the time to kill department. This insane rifle could actually get a 3-shot kill despite being a 4-round burst, and if you had solid accuracy, you could get a 1-burst kill from any distance, which was super satisfying. The fire rate, it was high. The recoil was manageable. While the time between bursts was a little awkward to get used to, it was just a motivating factor to get good at the game and really lean into the skill required to use this gun. This was the MLG rifle of choice. It wasn't the easiest gun to use, but it quickly became an iconic part of the Black Ops 2 era. Plus, there was a lot of people spamming it in full auto mode before the select fire attachment was actually nerfed. I've said before, I didn't really enjoy using this gun, but I appreciate how iconic it was to the era and how important it was for a lot of professional players. I was very involved with the competitive scene during this era of Call of Duty, and I will admit, whenever I hear the firing sound of the M8A1, I'm shot immediately back to 2012.
Got a shooter. Come on, get up. Shooter down.
At number 4, same thing. The AN-94, Black Ops 2 might be a hot take, but I still think the AN-94 was the best rifle in Black Ops 2. It wasn't the most iconic because of the M8A1 and the impact the gun had on the COD scene, but if we're talking raw stats and versatility, I think the AN was the top of the AR tier list in the game. I mean, you had the hyperburst feature. First 2 rounds come out faster than the rest, but even after the fire rate stabilized, it was one of the most consistent damage stats in COD history. It was always killing in 3 to 4 shots, and while you were holding down the trigger, you would be getting almost 0 recoil, as well as one of the coolest reload animations in Call of Duty history, plus some of the cleanest iron sights on any Call of Duty assault rifle. The gun had it all, full package. And it's a perfect example of what a final unlock weapon should be in a game like Call of Duty. Now, I'm pretty sure this was the last gun you unlocked in the Black Ops 2 progression system, and it was worth it. No other AN-94 in Call of Duty has come close to matching it, which is actually kind of weird, because there's been a lot of AN-94s. At number 3, you notice the gap. Number 8 was the ACR Modern Warfare 2. Number 3, the ACR 6.8 in Modern Warfare 3. Now you know where I stand. There's always been the Modern Warfare 2 purists in the comments, and when I say the Modern Warfare 3 version was better, but here's the thing. The Modern Warfare 3 version was better. Like, straight up, it was better. Compared to the Modern Warfare 2 version of the ACR, this version had a lower fire rate but much higher damage, to the point it could actually get a 2-shot kill as long as you were aiming above the shoulders. And since it still had absolutely 0 recoil, just like its older brother, that meant that it was the easiest gun in the game to use while also being a full auto 2-shot assault rifle. I mean, the 6.8 was far and away the best rifle in Classic Modern Warfare 3. I'm still kind of shocked it never got nerfed because it's not like there weren't any nerfs to guns in the game. The FMG9s got nerfed. The Striker got nerfed. Yet nobody thought to touch the ACR 6.8, even though it was a complete juggernaut. Not that I'm complaining. I mean, I'm nostalgic for the gun. At number 2, the FAMAS in Black Ops 1. The gun that completely dictated the way Black Ops 1 was played. It was tied for having the fastest fire rate in the entire game while also having one of the best damage profiles. It hit for between 30 and 40 damage per shot. So that meant this thing fired over 900 rounds per minute and would kill in 3 to 4 shots no matter what. And yeah, you could say the recoil was high, but was that even true? The recoil may have been high, but it was almost entirely vertical, which meant it really wasn't that hard to learn how to control with your thumbstick. At which point, you just laser beam people from across the map, drop them before they knew what was going on. The FAMAS, by far the best gun in the original Black Ops, has one of the best firing sounds in Call of Duty history, which makes it more iconic. Now, some people argued that the Black Ops 1 FAMAS kind of ruined the game by destroying every other rifle at your disposal, but other people argued that it was actually, it made the game more skill-based because everybody had access to the melt machine, which meant Black Ops 1 as a whole was the most aim-based game in Call of Duty history since everybody could melt everybody else at any moment. Ha! What do you guys think about that take? And at number 1, no shocker, I wish I could put something else. M16A4 COD 4. Easily the best assault rifle of the Golden Age, even if we hated going up against it. Starting weapon for some reason, 0 recoil, high burst fire rate, and it only needed 2 shots to connect despite being a 3-round burst, which obviously made it the best gun in the game. Now, I always try to give Infinity Ward grace when it comes to their early mistakes like this, because obviously they didn't have anything to compare their game to, which meant they really didn't have any way of knowing what was going to be a balancing issue. But then again, the M16 in COD 4 was so obviously broken that somebody should have raised their hand during class and development and said something. The FAMAS in Black Ops, I mean, it may have been a freak of nature that dictated the meta, but at least it had some recoil you had to learn how to control. COD 4 M16, burst fire weapon, 0 recoil, near instant time to kill, made it even more dominant than the FAMAS. And for that, it gets the top spot today. If you guys enjoy this series, let me know. We'll keep it going. I'll see you soon.